Now, as parents, we are faced with challenges daily when it comes to raising our children. And there's those first few years of sleepless nights, lest we forget, all the nappies, I remember them well.
Yeah, that's pretty hard. But then as they get older, there's other challenges like their behaviour, particularly when you don't agree with it.
Yep.
Negotiation with your children about right and wrong, I think, can be really tricky. So to help us understand, we're joined by Chief Happiness Officer, our resident psychologist, Dr. Tim Sharp. Hi, Tim.
Hi there, thanks for having me again.
How do we stay happy when our kids who grow older try to push the boundaries a little bit more?
Well, on a serious note, I think the first thing to acknowledge is we won't be happy all the time. Being a good parent, well, I think, and the other thing to note is that perfect parenting doesn't exist.
Good.
So what we should all aim towards, yeah, exactly. What we can aim towards, though, is good enough parenting. And that's a phrase I heard many years ago, and I love the idea that as long as we can be good enough, and that means we won't be happy all the time, we won't agree with our kids all the time, but as long as we can do what we think is the right thing as often as possible, that's probably the best we can manage.
Okay.
So what do we do when we don't agree with our child's behaviour? Because I think as parents, we're a bit scared to parent. I think we're scared we're going to push our child away.
I couldn't agree more, and I think one of the biggest mistakes that many parents make is to try to be best friends with our kids. Now, we want to like our kids and we want our kids to like us, and if we can be friends, that's fantastic, but that shouldn't be our primary goal necessarily, because if you aim for that, then you'll more than likely agree to things that you possibly shouldn't agree to because you don't want them to dislike you. Disagreeing with your kids is a normal process, and our kids disagreeing with us is a normal part of, particularly at certain ages, particularly during that teenage phase, I suppose. So, you know, again, being a best friend, wanting to be liked by our kids all the time can be a bit of a mistake.
Great key points here. Parenting, it's a jungle out there.
It is.
First and foremost, listen. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Keep it cool. Yeah, good luck, everybody, but just try, right? And you don't always have to agree with your kids to still be supportive of them. Great tips. Thanks, Dr. Tim.